For years, First Nations have watched shipping increase along the BC coast, with little consideration for the health and safety of our communities and marine territories. Recent marine disasters show that First Nations are the first responders for the coast, and government emergency response measures aren't good enough. Growing impacts from shipping are threatening our culture, economies, and coastal ecosystems. It's clear the current system isn't working, and we need to fix it. That's why coastal communities have come together. We're developing a shipping, marine safety, and ocean protection reconciliation table to put First Nations at the table with Canada on a nation-to-nation basis. How would a marine shipping table work? It would represent all participating nations. Engage First Nations at a government-to-government level with senior federal officials. Send all major decisions back to communities for approval, and give First Nations shared decision-making with Canada. What will a marine shipping table help us do over time? It will give First Nations a greater say in where and how ships travel through our waters by developing a plan to identify the best shipping routes and anchorages, and by giving First Nations a role in monitoring and overseeing ship traffic in our territories. A shipping table will strengthen First Nations' ability to prepare and respond to emergencies by developing a First Nations regional response network, creating jobs and training in emergency response, ensuring a strong community role in planning for and responding to marine emergencies, stationing a large rescue tug and vessels in our region, and providing more emergency response centers and equipment. A shipping table will help protect our culture and environment by protecting important food harvest and cultural sites, reducing pollution from vessels, protecting whales and other marine life, and seeking better compensation if spills damage cultural and natural resources. A shipping table will bring First Nations and Canada together to find ways to reach these goals. Final decisions from the table would be made jointly by First Nations communities and the federal government. So what's the next step? To move forward, regional First Nations organizations will review this proposal with communities and seek their approval. Next, First Nations organizations will negotiate opportunities with Canada for shipping, marine safety, and ocean protection. These will go back to the communities for approval and back to federal ministers for approval by Canada. If approved by First Nations and Canada, implementation plans will be developed supporting a greater say for First Nations in regional shipping management. By working together, we're proving that we can make positive change.